Hey guys, Incarceron here, and welcome back to Project Bedrock. We are back where it all started, at the beginning of this short season for us, but a regular size season for the rest of the group. Today we are going to be going on a little bit of a tour and basically making the last video for season 1 as we approach the season 2 mark and the end of this season. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in and start looking at the accomplishments we had this season and just recording everything before we call it for season 1. Let's get started. All right, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we are finishing up season 1 with the final episode here. As you can tell, some things have changed even since we were last over here. I don't even know what we're selling here. Diamonds and concrete. Okay, yeah, so we're finishing up season 1. We didn't really get that much time on the server. We kind of spent a lot of it just kind of getting used to meeting everybody and just making videos. It was a new thing for me. I've never made videos before, and so but here we are at the start. Oh, somebody gave me diamonds. I will take more diamonds. We are at the mailroom. This is where we kind of started the video. It was one of the first places that I ever recorded in, was in the mailroom after picking up my starter kit. This is where we, of course, actually started, which is the kind of like the hotel, I guess. I don't know exactly what you'd want to call this, but basic tools, food, stole some cookies from there, all that kind of fun stuff. Moving on over to the next area, we have one of the first shops, well, the only shop we built in this season, which was the traveling merchant. Our little wagon over here was the one and only thing that we kind of built in the shopping district. Kind of the only thing that we actually ended up building. And even then, I wouldn't even necessarily say I had finished it because there were some empty spaces here. We did end up selling a fair bit. We actually did make a pretty good profit of it, but I was pretty happy with the build overall. Nice little wagon with just random resources and materials and whatnot. And so, but that was one of the first things we built. That's gonna scare the crap out of me. I know we heard it a second ago, but like I wasn't expecting to set it off again, and so it scared the crap out of me. Let's go ahead. We're gonna hop into the Nether here, and we're gonna go visit the witch farm. That was one of the only farms that we built on the server this season. Was the witch farm. It was actually one of the first witch farms I did, and one of the first trident killers that I had ever implemented in a build. Which, don't worry, season 2 will have lots of farms. I'm gonna really focus on resource gathering and kind of having our own stuff. We did change the doorway a little bit, so it's marked now for when you guys get to come and play on the world. Put some doors here so that way, you know, we don't have any mobs coming through since this hallway is open. So if we just wait here, Zach will come out at the back of the witch farm, which, like I said, only farm I made here on the server. We haven't quite got some more of the trees planted. I wanted to replant some of them, but then again, there was a lot of weird stuff going on, and so kind of makes sense that this weird building would just be off on its own. But we have the beautiful clear glass and of course the AFK platform, which if we go up here, it's a pretty view, except for when you're going up, kind of hurts a little bit, but pretty happy with all of this turned out. There's even some experience here. I don't even know how much that was, but pretty happy with all of it, except for the dirt and everything, because I kept forgetting blocks to come up here. So I really liked the way that the glass was all clear. It made it look really trippy, especially with the way everything refracted and everything. So we hop down here. We've got the storage system with the auto sorter, the incinerator, yeah, all that kind of fun stuff. We did end up getting a fair bit of use out of this. I ended up becoming one of the main rocket providers for the server because RS didn't want to make more. So he bought me out and then sold it to everybody else. But yeah, fun little build. I really had a blast building this witch farm. It's the first witch farm I ever made, and you bet your bottom dollar we're going to be having another witch farm in the next season. Let me go ahead. We're going to hop back into the Nether here. We're going to see the next build I did. We had built the Nether tunnel. I had managed to connect my buildings to the actual nether hub, which took a little bit of time to actually get an official one built. A lot of the time we just had a little hole in the wall, and so but now we actually have an official nether hub tunnel, although the boats turn around really slow on this side. So we hop in. I didn't actually get all of the crystals in, the clusters. Still looks pretty awesome. I was pretty happy with this. Built it on one of the first streams as well, like the first official stream that I ever actually did. And so I just love the way the color and the shaders work and everything there. And so let's go ahead and hop back off here and we'll move to the actual base, my humble abode, which I got a fair few of the buildings finished. But I didn't quite get a lot of the interiors done. And there's a possibility that, you know, you'll have some surprises when you guys get access to the map on the inside of the buildings and stuff like that. But I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. For the short amount of time that we were playing on the server, it turned out pretty great. I love the trees. Everything's been kind of filled in. You'll have not seen any of this yet because I have been bad and haven't been making videos. So I just went on a bit of a building spree to try to get a lot of the buildings done so that way you guys had something to actually go to. Here we have the center fountain, a little fountain right in front of the main building, town hall, I guess you could call it, with our sugarcane farm. Vastly inefficient. Like I'm so bad at building these sorts of farms, and so don't come to me if you want efficiency. Down this way, we have one of my other kind of first attempts at building more of just a for show kind of build. So we have the log farm, the tree processing plant here. I'm pretty happy with how like the shelves and everything turned out. Then little saw tables and whatnot. The shop back here, which was gonna have like plans and stuff in it, but pretty nice little build. I was pretty happy with it. Here we've got all the trees that they've grown to chop down and everything there. But kind of my first attempt at building a building that doesn't actually have like an actual use per se. It's more just for looks, just to add kind of ambience to the build. But if we head back over here, we will see one of the first of many buildings that I built off camera. And like I said, unfortunately, all of the interiors are quote unquote done, as in they have windows, they have floors, and they are completely enclosed, but that's about the extent of all of the buildings, just due to the fact that there's a lot more to build, and we are very close to the end of the season. So here's another build. Did the same kind of flooring as our main house with a nice staircase that leads up. Small little room over here. So yeah, they all turned out really nice, and I love the color scheme that we ended up going for, especially mixing it up between the buildings. So like you can see, this one has stone, this one has black stone, that kind of stuff. It just really mixed everything up and added a lot of variety to a otherwise bland and similar build. This one even has a downstairs, a little dungeon room, a back door, cute little back door that leads out into this little area over here. So little wolf friend. Just little details like that. I was pretty happy with that. And then if we come up here, we have the main floor and then the upstairs. This is another building where I haven't quite finished the interior, which I think I'm going to work on a little bit, but we're going to leave that off the video. Another building here, just a nice little quaint home with another, yet again, roof, attic and everything. So it's got a little bit more of a tight space because it's a smaller building. But yeah, just lots of, well, and of course, we've all seen this many times, I believe. Our home. This is the main house. This is where the lodestone is going to be for when you guys get access to the map. And we have the original storage room. Many a times of fun have been had here. This was one of the first prank areas. So this is when Moss filled up the house full of water. He ended up knocking a bunch of stuff off the walls and causing a bit of some havoc there. But yeah, this was the first like kind of larger storage area until we built the mega storage room. So this is where all of my storage is now. And I surprisingly really haven't filled up that much of it. There just didn't end up building any large farms, and so there wasn't really a lot of time spent in here loading everything up. Got the incinerator. I made sure to update it a little bit so it was a little bit more clear on what happens if you throw anything in there. So please be sure not to jump into the incinerator. Moving on, we will have the first build of the series. This is one of the first things I ever made when I got here, and it is the wheat farm. It didn't really see much use. I've harvested it a couple times, as you can tell by the green growing crops there, but it did come in handy when we were first starting. We did end up using this wheat a fair bit, and it was just a fun little build. I remember I like to build and watch or listen to stories, and I was watching a story about people got stuck in a volcano, and I remember that very vividly. Of course, I can't necessarily show you guys that video, but yeah, just chilling and building. This was my first time back into Bedrock, and so never did get the animals in here, but what can you do? And we also never ended up doing anything with this little weird space back here as well. I ran out of ideas for that part, to be completely honest. I wasn't really sure where I was gonna go because I never really came back up here, but that's kind of it. Well, we'll go down to the mine real quick, and then we'll do the end of the video. So I love mining. I love strip mining. I love making long tunnels and just clearing out giant chunks of Minecraft by hand. There's just something so satisfying by seeing large, oh yeah, this might not be spawn proof anymore. Might try to fix that. There's something so satisfying about seeing massive chunks of Minecraft just missing. So we have our strip mines down here. I got all the logs in for the supporting pathway, because this is another thing that we did. We blew all of this out with TNT and built a stairway that went all the way down. Because I just thought it looked cool, having just the floating stairway there with all of the logs. I had originally planned on doing like arches and stuff like that, but we'll be saving a lot of the building for next season. We got some fun plans. So, but we have our strip mine, our golden beacon. I believe this is one of the only beacons we have. We might have two, but there is also the spot we were going to be doing the slime farm, which was this chunk right here, because it's a slime chunk. That's why it's got a half slab on there, but the golden beacon, the beacons look super cool in this pack. Yeah, so that is the strip mine. There's one other layer, but I'm not going to bore you with what a strip mine looks like because you know what it looks like. But I did want to just kind of show this stairway, since this was a pretty big chunk of how I got a lot of my diamonds and resources and stuff like that. And so, but that's it. That is the season 1 build. Not a lot that we actually ended up building. We spent a lot of time exploring, doing some pranks, hanging out and chilling with the other server mates here. And so overall, there wasn't a huge amount of base to be done, but I am pretty happy with what we did get done. Because I feel like overall it's just really quaint. It's a nice small little village, especially once I got the trees in and all the leaves and everything in. Really filled in the place. I guess there is one last thing. There was the wall, which I was pretty happy with how that turned out. As you can tell, I've got a thing for sea lanterns. I love the way the light looks in this pack. But we have our wall that we built. This was originally supposed to hold in a ton of villagers, and then there was going to be a walkway out here, but I will leave you guys to finish this up and continue on building what you want to do with it. But yeah, we had a really great season. I really enjoyed just jumping in and getting to play with all of the server mates, getting to meet everybody like Moss and GG. Those guys are pretty good friends, and we've got all the other server mates. We have so many new people to start season 2, so I cannot wait. It is going to be so awesome, and we look forward to seeing everybody there. I thank everyone who has watched these videos and who has given all of the great feedback and commented and liked the videos and just helped kind of get the channel started. I look forward to making much more content, participating a lot more with the server mates there. We might potentially even be doing one more video of some games. We're trying to figure out scheduling and stuff like that because we've got people from all around the world. So, but thanks again so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed this season, getting to meet everybody, and we will look forward to seeing everybody in the next season. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you got those notifications turned on so you guys don't miss when the first video launches of season 2. And we will see you guys in the next video.